I never really saw my father struggle with wealth.
You mean there was a time that university students had their clothes washed for them?
What are you saying? University education that I went to was free. Basically, we have a country that we are running as a Ponzi scheme. You find a mother today who has a child who's 14 and they're sleeping together with the son in her bed.
Okay.
They were telling you, Omushulia, stop that.
Some people will say that speaking your mother tongue makes you tribal.
No. Kirango tevye.
Nah, Kiriri.
This system is f***ed up, bro. Get it from me. I'm trying to help you understand where you are. People think when you are leaving Kenya, you're running away. You are leaving, there's nothing you've left behind. And yet, this place is crazy. If I was young, right now, what I know, damn. I was... And especially when they try to bribe you, like when we had the Adani story.
Yes.
I was offered $2 million.
$2 million?
In dollar bills, in cash.
$2 million?
I went to somebody's house and I was shown the money on the wall. When we sat, the two individuals did not give me their opinion. But Sifuna told me, you understand what I'm saying? That's exactly what I'm saying. That is your country. That is what I'm explaining to you. And that's what we're trying to fix. Unless we stop the BS that is going on, Kenya can't go anywhere. And why was this young man called Herbert Ojwang killed? He revealed how much money these guys make on a daily basis. I
am just shocked. Hey, I think this episode will bring some value to you. If you haven't yet, please do subscribe. It is completely free and it directly supports more content like this.
I always listen to these guys called Midas Touch from the US. They even have Midas in Canada now. They're good. Very good, very good.
Are there Mheshimiwas who shy away from being called Mhesh?
Me, maybe.
You're one of those?
Yeah.
So you don't like being called Mhesh?
No. You should call me Richard.
Richard.
Senator.
Rich. Can I call you Rich?
That's fine. Rick.
Rick.
Yeah. Because Rich has that...
other connotation. Yeah? Rick, how you doing, man?
I'm good.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming to hang out with me, man. That was a beautiful lunch. I had a whole tilapia, man.
Yes, it was good.
Yeah, and you told me, you know, when you want to eat a tilapia,
you gotta slowly, you pick nicely.
You gotta do it with your hand.
Yeah.
I was there with my knife and fork trying to struggle, man, trying to look sophisticated. And turns out, sophistication is not necessary.
Yes, that's true.
We can do this as normal humans.
As simple as it's meant to be.
You are quite natural.
Yes.
And I'm saying this to mean that sometimes I imagine that, great folk like you are these larger-than-life figures. But, after meeting you and hanging out with you and having lunch, I realized that you're a very normal person, man. I can sit down with you and have a normal conversation with you, and we can talk about life in general.
Yes.
Like, it is just life. Where do you get that from?
Oh, my God. When you make life natural and easy, it is much simpler.
Mm-hmm.
When you carry yourself as if you're untoward yourself and you're the greatest thing that ever happened maybe after Jesus Christ, and you think that if you are the one, you need to even try and impress and show people how great you are, it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
My impression has been that the more simpler you become, to the ordinary human beings, and even to my colleagues who are more sophisticated and even senior than me, and even some who are, allow me to use this term, wealthier than me, if you are trouble-free, the better for you, because then they appreciate you more. They see you differently. And that is what has made me become like that. But again, my simplicity comes from my background.
Yeah.
And that background was basically nurtured by my late mother who passed the other day.
My condolences.
Yes, she kept on talking about life is more simpler. Life is easier. I used to go to my mom's place. I would carry about 8, 9 guys, 6 hangers-ons.
Yes.
2 people from my office and maybe 2 security guys. And my mother would ask me, why you brought these people to my house?
Yeah.
I said, Mom, that's my job. No. She said, your job is carry one person. If anybody wanted to kill you, they'll kill you.
Yes.
So you don't have to carry 15 people. And then you pick that. Then number 2, My father was a very unique person. I grew up in his home, and that home was very interesting. I saw people come in, old wazes who didn't look that they belonged in somewhere or they were even worthy of anything.
Yeah.
And I remember one incident that really, really taught me a lesson was this mzee came, sat with my father. There were many people. When my father was doing his politics in the 80s and 70s, you'd find a crowd of 600 people waiting for school fees. There was no bursary.
600?
Yes, outside
in your
my father's
homestead?
Gate. Yes, in lines. And he has to see each one of them, what is the problem, school fees, how much, 600 shillings, give somebody 1,000 bob, they go.
But how does this turn your child? I mean, I grew up in a compound, and my grandfather, when people would come and meet my grandfather, but we definitely didn't have 600 people lining
so
up.
for my case now, when my father would meet those people, I would see how he treats them. And one of the cases that I remember vividly was one day when Mzee came, and he told my dad, it was like amongst the last groups he was seeing.
Yeah.
And he would stand there, and Mzee started talking about, I was supposed to take my son to school.
Yeah.
I didn't manage to get the money. I've come, and my wife is actually unwell because she delivered, and I'm really stressed. I don't know what to do. And my father said, no, you stay.
Yeah.
We'll figure out. I thought then, and later I was right, he had actually ran out of money. So he decided to keep that mzee at his home.
Yes.
And he continued discussing, food would come, and we are eating. Of course, me, I'm in the background.
Yeah.
Then when it came at night, everybody was asking, like, these people were here. It was a team of about 6, 7, 8 people.
Yes.
And about 4 wazes had to sleep. So my father's person, the person who used to cook for him, came and told me, he said, mzee amesema, utaenda chini kwa Babu.
Yeah.
Hawa wazee wako hapa, watalala hapo kwa kitanda yako. I said, but Babu has only one bed. He said, mzee alisema muende mchukue the mat.
Yes.
Jamvi. And ameniuliza nitoe mattress moja hapa na blanket enda chini mlale.
But your father was a member of parliament.
Yes.
My imagination is that he was a wealthy guy, must have all these nice things, but he seems to have lived quite a normal, simple life from
the reality about Kina, my dad and his group, they were not individuals who were crazy about money.
Yes.
They were never, I think that's another thing that has really affected me. I never really saw my father struggle with wealth and him wanting to be the biggest and the richest, because he could have done. The system was open for that. But I saw him constantly referring to, you just need a little bit to make you move on. You just need to share whatever you can, not as charity.
Yes.
But if somebody comes and says they have this issue, then you need to consider it.
Yes.
And that is another thing that I think prepared me. In our family, yes, there were cases, there were times we had serious money issues. But I didn't see my father really collapse, really get angry, or really say, I don't know why I'm not getting rich, or somebody shafted me off a deal. I was supposed to go and sell my land in Kilifi, Mombasa, those things that people used to do those days.
Yes.
So my simplicity is based on all this. And I think luckily I decided to pick what will help me and what will make me look like I'm normal. The more normal I become, the more easier it looked to me of my public appreciation.
Yes.
And I think that's why I've been in parliament all this time. Because my simplicity and without living a lie. You see, when I see people dishing out money and telling poor people how there's 2,000, 3,000 here, the truth is that money has come from somewhere. The truth is that is stolen money. There is no money that you're going to give somebody. I mean, imagine giving 2,000 people 1,000 shillings each. That's, my brother, that's 20 million bob.
You mean if you're doing serious business, you can't come up with that amount of money?
Where do you get? If that is the case, why doesn't Safaricom give each one of us 1,000 bob?
Hey, Safaricom, can you guys prove to all these guys that, you guys make a lot of money and give us some money?
Yeah, it's the biggest company in Eastern Central Africa. I think in Africa right now, Safaricom is one of the biggest companies.
So what you're saying is that if Safaricom, the biggest company in Eastern Central Africa, doesn't have money to give people,
where are you getting the money to dish out
in
these villages where you're talking about empowerment, where you are putting people and lining and humiliating them to show them that you can control their lives, that you can actually buy them and their loyalty. pharmacy, and yet you're not providing the medicines they want. You're not providing the water. The way you're giving the bursaries is fake. In fact, some of the money that is being dished out by some of my colleague leaders is money that is stolen from bursaries. Is money that is stolen from...
bursary is given out as a handout, and yet it's supposed to be, given out to... You're generally qualifying for it by applying for it.
On merit. And most probably, the money should actually go to the facility where after you've done the due diligence.
Yes.
So what is happening is, and that is the dysfunctionality of political system, that we have tended to study and understand using the Maslow's law, theory of whatever.
Hierarchy of needs.
Yes, hierarchy of needs. You are looking at, the politician has looked at the ordinary Kenyan with the sole purpose and intent of mentally controlling them and using money for that control.
So keeping them at the bottom of the hierarchy?
At the bottom of the hierarchy. Yeah. When I went to school, I was never given handouts for me to be taught how to go to school and work hard, and for me to be taught how to behave well as a Kenyan citizen. I just saw the system work. I went to university, my total fees in a year was 2,000 bob.
Where did you go for uni?
University of Nairobi.
Yes.
I was living in Hall 6, where the university would pick my clothes, go and wash them.
Yes.
There were people ironing the clothes they bring, and it was for everybody.
You mean there was a time that university students had their clothes washed for them?
What are you saying? In the university, we had halls.
Yes.
We had student center where we would go and eat a 4-course, 3-course meal, where you would be allowed to carry coffee or Milo or tea to your room.
In a to-go cup?
Yes. No, in a flask.
Oh.
Every student was given a flask.
Every student was given a flask for $2,000.
For 2,000 shillings
a year.
A year. Then you go, and when you were in your room, I had a roommate. We had 2 men. We shared a bed on one side and my bed on one side. We used to shower with hot water.
For 2,000 shillings a year. I'm still stuck on the 2,000 shillings a year.
Yes.
I mean, even if we were to account for inflation, that money would probably be
university education that I went to was free. It is only during my last year of my university when, in fact, the government had changed the policy. And then at that time, I took a loan. The loan is the one I carried when I finished my university here. I then went to the States. And I did my thing in the US, finished. As I came back, and I was trying to run for it, I'd even forgotten about it.
They told you, hey,
They told me, hey, Onyonka, you owe the government 50,000 shillings. Can you please pay it before we give you a certificate? I went and paid. They gave me a receipt. I moved on.
Someone would listen to us here and say, Senator here is saying that folks your colleagues are dishing out money to other folks in the village and whatever. But someone else can be listening here and say, but you say that your dad was giving out money.
Yes.
What would be the difference between your dad giving out money and these other guys giving out money to
Very good question. During that time, my father was basically, his salary was 19,000.
His MP salary?
Yes.
Your father was a doctor?
He was a doctor,
Was he a medical doctor?
No, he was a PhD.
Okay.
PhD in economics and finance.
Yes.
And he was earning 19,000, which then moved to 79,000, I think, by 1981, 82.
Yes.
What my father was doing is because there were no safety nets. There were no safety nets in the village. There was no SHA.
Yes.
There was no county government. There was no bursary from national government and county governments.
Yes.
Right now, all those things are available. So really, what my father was doing is charity. My father used to spend all his money in Arambes.
So your father's 19,000, 79,000 shillings salary is what he used to dish out to
not
people.
Stolen money.
Yes.
Not stolen money. I can count, my father had, I think, 3 houses in Nairobi. My father didn't have land in Nyali, in Kilifi. My father didn't have, these were individuals who did not believe in corruption. They didn't believe in big money to threaten or to twist or to influence a voter. What I'm explaining is, you have a system.
Yes.
We brought a new constitution. Money has been devolved to the county governments.
Yes.
Why are politicians bribing voters? Why are we not just giving them water? Why are we not making sure that all the kids we have who are going to kindergarten or ECD centers, we call them here, why are we not able to take the names of this child, give this child an ID, and make sure that money is available for this child to finish ECD, move on to primary, go to university for free. Why?
Yes.
Kibaki did it.
Yes.
But we took away what the public had, these poor people.
Yes.
Took away NHIF, created something called SHA, made sure that we picked everything
Yes.
that was helping these people who are poor in our community. And what have we done? The money that has been stolen from the treasury and other places by this government and my colleagues who are in government and even outside government, we are now dishing this money to these poor people because they need temporary medicine. Otherwise, they're going to rebel because we are mismanaging the system. We are mismanaging their education. We are mismanaging their health. We are mismanaging how we give bursaries.
Yes.
We are mismanaging how we are giving employment to teachers who we say we have employed. President William Ruto has said, I think by the time he's done, after his 5 years in office, he would have employed 150,000 teachers.
Yes.
And yet the reality is, a poor person's child cannot get that letter.
Yeah.
Because we killed the meritocracy system. So what we do is these poor people have to put money together, bring it to me to go and bribe an officer who is either the Minister of Education, if not the minister himself, if not the minister's friends, if not the MPs who are now in government.
Yes.
Pick that letter, take it to the poor child. What happens to those children who cannot afford 400,000 for that letter? That is what happening in education.
Yes.
That's what happening in the police. That's what happening in the army. That's what happening in Kenya Wildlife Service. Basically, we have a country that we are running as a Ponzi scheme.
Which is
the one who has more money
sad.
Keeps on betting. Those who don't have money, they're stuck.
They're stuck, kind of.
Yes.
And it is sad for me to think about the guy who's right now in a village somewhere and cannot afford the simple basic necessities of life.
Absolutely.
And, something even more interesting is how your dad, of course, you've told me about how your dad, spent all his money. And, of course, you later went to university.
Yes.
And I think maybe part of the reason why you went to university is to make your life better.
Yes.
Like everybody in the village right now is thinking about making their life better by taking their kid to school, selling their entire land and taking their kid to school to pay their school fees. But, let me get to understand your context a little bit here. So when you go to the U.S., you finish from the University of Nairobi and then you immigrate to the U.S., So in the US, you're there for school. How is life like over there?
No, I'll bring you back. I am in the University of Nairobi in 1982.
Yes.
1981 is when I got in as a first year.
Yes.
I'm doing economics and finance.
Yeah.
Then there's a military coup. Then we are arrested. I stay in prison for 3 years. And then I'm released. And then I'm allowed to come and do the exam like all the other the people David Murathe, the famous one. Musalia was arrested with us, but he was released because his father had influence over President Moi. I finish and then come out of prison and I come and do my exams and I pass. And because the scenario, the politics was so hot at that time, because there was always the issue of Mapinduzi, Mageuzi, Kina Raila Orengo, trying to change the Moi system and whatever, I just felt I needed to go. And also when I left, I was actually given, it's like a partial scholarship for an association called ISEC, Association of International Economic and Commerce Students.
Yes.
So I landed myself in New York.
That's what ISEC stands for?
Yes. That's
I thought it used to stand for something else altogether.
No. That's
Association for
International Economic and Commerce Students.
Okay.
That is what took me to the U.S. Then I left. I went to New Jersey, then left to North Carolina. I went and did my master's degree. It took me 10 years in the U.S. In the process of that experience, I then understood what it was to be in the diaspora.
Yeah.
I then understood the relationship between Black America and Africa. I then understood the class structure in the U.S., the relevance of good governance. Because in America, if you live there, like in Canada, you really see some wonderful things. Public health issues, gentrification, the thing that President William Ruto is here calling affordable housing, that's gentrification.
That's gentrification.
Yes, you're pushing poor people to move into a concentrated area where you're providing them with housing so that you're able to control where they stay. And these people may not necessarily have much to do. So what is happening is, as the president is trying to solve the problem of slum dwelling, most likely, like in America, the gentrification created more slums in America.
Yeah.
That's how Harlem and all these areas where poor black people live in America happened. They were forced to move into neighborhoods where, in fact, it affected their psychology because you are living like borders.
Yeah.
You are staying in a neighborhood where you don't even know who your neighbor is. And you are staying in an area and you are about 250,000 people.
Yeah.
And the facilities don't exist. Then the drugs were brought into those communities.
Yes.
I mean, these are things which
you've seen happening in other places,
Yes.
and they could possibly happen here as well.
Exactly.
And so when you are there as a student for
I'm
the 10 years...
beginning now to think through from what I learned in Kenya. In Kenya, one of the most wonderful things that I will never forget in my life, our education was impeccable.
Yeah.
The lecturers were beautiful.
Were they African lecturers?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, except one or two. One taught diplomacy because at some level you pick one of these.
Yeah.
They tell you, they call them options. So one Greek man was teaching diplomacy.
Yes.
And then we had another person, another European, I think it was an American, was teaching psychology.
Yes.
But mostly you're talking about professors like Michere Mugo, you're talking about Ngugi wa Thiong'o.
Yes.
These were the stars, people who were at an early age. And this is why, you see, my brother, I always tell people that the problem with our country, even when the young generation has actually picked the misgovernance and mismanagement of our affairs in this country very well, the truth is, for us, we were prepared. We were highly prepared. Why? I went through Africa development. I went through the catharsis of mismanagement. We learned about African resources, how we went through the historical, classical, dialectical analysis of the complexities of Africa's misgovernance and underdevelopment. And we went through that.
And so
at that time, when I was in the US, I'm now finishing, then somehow my father called me one day and said, I really wish you'd come here, Manuel.
Yeah. So, at this time, he's still in leadership?
In government. He's still a minister. And I told him, I'll be coming.
Yes.
So cutting the story really short, I then packed and arrived in Nairobi.
Yeah.
Then I came in 1992
Yes.
is when I first arrived in Nairobi. I meet my dad. Of course, he receives me and we are laughing at it and everything. He tells me, how is it? It's everything. What do you want to do? I tell him I need about 3 months to configure what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Then he now introduces me to politics. How? I start going to functions with him. But he's not telling me that prepare yourself to become an MP.
Yeah.
No, he just started briefly would say, I would like you to see my son is here now. He has come back home. Then I sit down. Then my father was really unwell and he had to run for the elections.
Yeah.
And that is when he called me and said, do you think you can manage? I said, what? Running this thing. I said, which thing? My campaign. I said, what? I can't even speak Kisii well.
Yeah.
I don't understand what you're doing. He said, you'll be taught by the people I work with. Cut the whole story short, he is the only person who survived in 1992 with Moi from Kisii.
Yeah.
Because Mzee Nyachai was running and the whole team of the KANU outfit was thrown out, except my dad.
Yeah.
Then 1996, my father dies.
My condolences.
He's still an MP.
Yes.
So life moved on. I'm really trying to cut this story.
Yeah.
Then when he died, according to our tradition, I had to quote unquote defend the seat.
Yes.
They tell you run, but don't really struggle much because people had gotten had reached a point of saturation with your dad. He's been there for 30 years.
Yeah.
Give it a break. Then I went, I became number 2. I pulled out. And then I said, Mzee Jimmy Angwenyi, you've been there for the last 30 years running against my father.
Yeah.
Please proceed.
So you and Jimmy kind of had sort of an agreement.
No, he had won.
Okay.
But I didn't want to challenge it.
I see.
And my father had said, Jimmy has really struggled. See, he tries even once.
Yeah.
And Jimmy was from a distance like an uncle.
Yeah.
Really.
The way all Kisiis are related.
He's really an uncle.
Yes.
Like the way all Kisiis we are uncles
if
and
we start
cousins.
digging right now, you and I will find a relationship. Yes.
And then once that went on and Jimmy continued, cut the story short.
Yeah.
He served 2 terms and then I won.
Yeah.
And now became...
I'm going to come to your winning.
Yes.
But I think you've narrated this story and compressed it in a very beautiful way.
Yes.
And I think that story right there is the story that makes the man seated in front of me today.
Yes.
You talk about living in the US.
Yes.
And I see a lot of our people living in the US too, of course, during your time in the 10 years you were there, but even right now.
Yes.
When you arrive in the US, what is the US like for you? Are you shocked? Happy?
Before I went to the US, thank you. That's really a very good question. Before I went to the US, I was kind of prepared.
Okay.
You know, we used to listen to all this music, the Jackson Fives, Teddy Pendergrass, Barry White, Gladys Knight. You know, we were really the guys who knew this is the hip. You know, we were into jeans, T-shirts, the things you see young guys.
The Gen Z of the time.
The Gen Z of the time. We were not having mobile phones then.
Yes.
But the best thing you could ever have, there were no iPads, there was no iPhone.
Yes.
We were just having tape recorders. So once you made some little money, you bought your boombox.
Yes.
And if you had the best music, you were the big boy in town and you laughed with your friends and it was all over. But when I went to the States, what shocked me was the level at which there existed a very quiet and subtle racism that kind of started preparing me that this is not your home. So be ready to do what you came here to do. And if you can, please just go back to your place. Because the argument then, even some of my lecturers used to say, we don't think that Africa has less capacity and human capacity to change.
Yes.
Africa has refused to change because the leadership and the people you get have taken over and they've become like the gatekeepers
of development
of the capitalist system, and they're the gatekeepers, and whoever that can accumulate as much as they can is the winner.
Yes.
And when the winner takes it all, that is what happened. And then you see, I then got across, I began to understand the Black American movement.
Yes.
Malcolm X, you're talking about Martin Luther King, the differences between the two.
Yeah.
I mean, America opened up the spectrum of understanding the relationship between Black America in the US and Kenyans. Or on Africans, sorry, not Kenyans, on Africa as a whole.
Yes.
And then when you're in the US is when you meet Nigerians. You know, by then I was going to the US and I thought all Nigerians are crooks, they're thugs, they're the most incredible, terrible human beings in the world. And when you hit the US, you realize Nigerians are some of the most wonderful people I've ever met. They're cultural. They love their food. They taught me how to eat fufu.
Yes.
I started eating okra, things I never used to. They also opened my mind.
And they are also very hardworking too.
Exactly. They are incredibly hardworking. Then I began to link Kenya and Africa with the diaspora of Puerto Rico, the Black America, Jamaica, the Trinidad and Tobago. I began to see the larger perspective and the larger picture
of the black
people as a people, and what were the consequentials of our either misbehavior, mismanagement of our people.
Yes.
Then I began to value the culture. There is so much that we have as a people. I can give you an example. The Kisi community had protocols.
Yes.
Those protocols, which we have thrown out the window. I'll give you an example. When a child was born, what was to happen? How did the mother of this child handle the child and the father? How did the grandparents handle that child? How did the uncles and aunties handle that child?
How was it done?
Because the child, once a child was born, then there are certain things which the mother had to do with this child.
Yes.
For example, why did we cut the hair of the child when it was born? All right. When the child is born and the child is coming to, what food was this child given? Even before modernization.
So there was those things that were done before.
There are things which were done which kept our community to be here until today.
Yes.
But we've thrown them away. Take the child is getting to 8, 9.
Yes.
Why was this child being taken for example, circumcision?
Yes.
And what was the child taught?
Respect.
How do you behave in front of your mother? How do you behave in front of your father?
Yes.
How do you handle your siblings? How do you handle your older siblings?
Older folks, yes.
All right, look at what is happening right now. You find a lady, a husband and wife, they have a child. And of course, the time when the child is being taught language and to understand.
Yeah.
All right, there are things which a child could not do, like insulting certain individuals. If you insulted, you got spanked, you were told don't do that, all that. And then come to the basics. You find a mother today who has a child who's 14 and they're sleeping together with the son in her bed.
Which is culturally different.
It's uncultural.
But someone would say that it's an evolving of the culture, an evolution of the culture.
How?
That now this is a new culture.
Which culture? There's a distance. There's privacy. Your
Gen
mother.
Z kissy culture.
No, there is no Gen Z kissy culture. Why should you go and sleep with your mother and you're 14, 15?
So what does sleeping with your mother on the same bed at 14, 15?
Because our genders are different.
Okay. So
our genders are different. There's a respect on how I treat my mother as a son who's 12 and as a son who's 21.
Yes.
When you hit 22, 23, what is expected of you? You are going to start doing what? Working, and then thinking about getting married, and then Nikisi, the protocols I'm talking about, a child was shown how to start investing.
Yes.
Where you are going to now start, for example, staying and sleeping with your uncles, not in your mother's house.
So you moved out of your mother's...
You moved out because it was deliberate.
And those uncles trained you...
Those uncles are the ones who are mentoring you on how to face society.
You know, I lived with my uncles and I didn't know that this was part of the culture.
They were mentoring you.
I thought it was just what we did in my home.
No, they were mentoring you.
Okay.
They were telling you, Omushulia, stop that.
So you were also mentored by uncles, I'm imagining.
And yet what is happening right now? We don't want to see the uncles or aunties or anything. Before a girl child was thinking and planning to go and get married, she would go and sit with her aunties.
And the aunties would teach
her what to do when you become a woman. When you are reaching puberty, your menses are coming. What do you do with them? How do you carry yourself with them? How do you begin to carry yourself in front of your father, your mother? What happens when that boy is beginning to talk to you?
Okay. Now, let's justicize the uncles and aunties a little bit here, because I think that it is possible that the young kids are sleeping in their mother's beds or in their dad's beds or whatever, because the uncles and aunties are sort of away from the picture. They've sort of moved away from the picture now.
Both sides have... There's an English word I use, it's not good. Both sides have messed up that relationship.
Yes.
We have become more individualistic, more inward looking.
Yes.
We again mistrust other people.
Yeah.
You see, before there was a social structure that was managing these children.
Yes.
When you left, when our fathers left or uncles left, and you may remember one or two of them, and they were going abroad. I mean, they were going to Nairobi to look for job or Kericho.
Yes.
They left auntie and the children at home.
Yes.
Who was the gatekeeper? It was the uncles.
Yes.
It was the grandfather. Yes, the grandmother was there. But your uncles will come and ask, Mama, how are you? Fine. How's everything? Are the children okay? Fine. And life went on.
Yeah.
We stopped that. Because we decided, because of modernity, to now be inward looking. Where we then started this issue again, we felt that it was wonderful to only have 2 kids, like the Chinese, as if we had a population issue, which I don't think we had.
Well, maybe the economy is what to blame.
Okay, if you include the economy, that is good.
Yeah.
I accept it. But again, instead of us being open-minded and being open-hearted, where we accommodated each other the way, and I'm not saying we go back to history, no. I'm just saying there are certain basic things which are wonderful that we could have kept with us as we're moving along. Look at how the Indian community handles it.
They do it very well.
They pick one house.
They
know we
all
are
live
not
together.
rich. They all stay in that house. They train each other how to cook food together. They have times when everybody comes to eat. They have times when they count the money. They have times when they run the business. Look at them.
And that has enabled them to
whether
grow.
It is in Kenya, Kisii, America,
or
Germany,
India.
or Canada. Same.
Yes.
They've carried the protocols that are going to sustain them for tomorrow.
Yes. True. But in our case...
we have disbanded everything. I'll give you another one.
Yeah.
Go to any place where there are Indians or Arabs.
Yeah.
Or even the Somali community.
Yes.
They will be staying together. They will speak. Of course, somebody will use and say, no, but they keep fighting each other. No, that's a different matter. But let me even use just Indian. They speak their language.
Yes.
You'll find a child who's born of Indian parents, who has gone to the US, has been in Ivy League school, is in Harvard, has finished his MIT or gone to MIT, has finished biological sciences or engineering. He speaks Hindi.
Yep.
He goes to the Hindi temple. He carries himself with the protocols of the Indian community. What do we do as a Kisii? You go to Ivy League, you come out,
you step on
decide
everyone.
you're going to have one kid, and then on top of that, the family, and being African or Kisii or Kenya has no business to do with you.
Yes.
After all, you just run away from your poverty.
You become very
come
Western.
back and the child you have can't speak your language. How do you delanguagize yourself? How do you stop speaking a language which God gave you?
My goodness.
And you're busy telling me that you show your exceptionalism and your excellence because you can speak French, Italian, and German. And so yet, as I'm
that is such a nice perspective.
Absolutely.
Because it's very interesting. Nowadays, I go to the village and I have village mates who maybe not grew up together, but I knew them around the village.
Yes.
And I'd go them, translate to how is it, good evening.
Yes.
And like,
yes.
We are okay.
They have stopped. They find we have made them think that speaking Kisii language is retrogressive.
Yes.
It shows that they're mediocre. It shows that they actually are inept.
Yes.
And yet in reality, they should speak English, Kiswahili, Kikisi, German, and whatever without losing our language. Because a child can learn 6 languages.
Yeah. Some people will say that, speaking your mother tongue makes you tribal.
What is wrong with being tribal? What is wrong with being tribal?
Because you will start hating other tribes.
That is not tribalism. That is community nationalism.
Yes.
Community nationalism is me accepting what is good for me, what has made me survive all these generations, and insisting that that is the glue that puts me together without using it disadvantageously against you who doesn't belong to my community.
Yeah.
When I use what I have against you because I'm advantaged, then that is tribalism.
That is wrong.
But community nationalism is what everybody should have. Is what everybody should have.
Yes.
But when I use my community nationalism and then I now use it against another community, that is tribalism. And that is wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like the perspective that you get as you go across these different countries and, not different countries, but in America, and then meet these people from many other countries.
Absolutely.
And, now interesting, you say, as you're living there, what is the economic situation like for you? Are you working,
Okay, that time
jobs?
I became a lecturer at the University of North Carolina.
Okay.
I was teaching economics and Swahili.
So the day you landed, you went straight to the lecture hall?
When I landed in New York.
Yeah.
Because the first place I landed is NYU.
Yeah.
It was a program for 6 months.
That's a beautiful university, man.
Yeah,
you can't just say I was in NYU just like that, A beautiful school. Yeah.
It was a scholarship program.
Yes.
Then after that, now I got myself to move to North Carolina.
To North Carolina. What city in North Carolina?
Raleigh.
Raleigh. Okay.
Raleigh, North Carolina.
Yes.
The Research Triangle Park near Durham.
Yes.
All right. I then started now going to school, working in a restaurant, driving a taxi. I had, by the time I was leaving the US, I had like 9, 10 taxis.
So, wait.
Yes.
So, you actually did work in a restaurant, like cleaning dishes, serving, whatever, doing all this stuff?
I started by cleaning dishes. I was earning $3.50 an hour.
$3.50.
I used to have like 3 shifts.
But your dad is an MP in Kenya this time.
My dad never used to give me money to have fun.
Yes.
Not even to buy anything. He would just send once in a while. I'll send him and say, Dad, I really need, of course, using a landline.
Yes.
I'll call the secretary, please tell him, please, I just need like $1,000.
Yeah.
My father would send 2. And I knew that was for the whole year.
Yeah.
So the rest, I had to work in a restaurant, finished. Then slowly as I saved money, I then bought a taxi.
Yes.
From Kisii and Kenyan friends who were there called Cardinal Cab.
Yes.
I then, once you buy each of those cabs. Cabs. One was like $10,000.
Yes. And you get to get a medallion as well.
Yes, to get a medallion. So I ran through that. Second year I went at 3 or 4. Then I started now employing guys who will drive for me. Those taxis.
At this time you're still a student.
I'm still a student.
And this is money from your restaurant
from
working
my restaurant
hours.
Working. I even opened a club. It was called Tropicana.
Damn, you are quite enterprising.
Doing African music.
Yes.
I was actually working in a radio station.
Really?
Yes, playing African music. I was one of the first people. 1980, I think it was 89.
Yeah.
I was playing Franco and everything. I was playing Kisii music, Luo music.
So your oratory skills seem to have come in handy because you're very oratory.
Even when I came back from the US, one of the first jobs I got is I was a radio announcer with Nation FM.
Oh, really?
Yes, I worked there for about 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I moved on.
So I'm quite intrigued that you do all this, work your way through, founding a taxi business, establish a big business, 10 taxis. Yes. I mean that's and, you're doing quite well.
I opened a small restaurant.
A restaurant and your club, and you're still doing all this.
The restaurant failed. I left it. Then I started planning how to come back home. I started selling those taxis. Yes. I collected a little bit of the money.
Yes.
At that time, I got myself to buy a house. I had gotten married. My eldest daughter got born.
Yes.
And life had moved on.
And this is all in the US.
Yes.
And now you seem to have been on a positive trajectory of life in North America, but something must have made you come back. Of course, you said that your dad told you to come back.
Yes.
But why did you decide, you know what, I'm going to leave all this wealth behind, man, and go back to the people who wanted to jail me and all that?
Thank you. Let me say this. Every time I was in the US, there is nothing that left my mind like the statement that one day I have to go back. America, the US, I don't know whether in Canada you have the same issue, but in America, America puts you in that position where you are constantly on the lookout.
Rat race.
Yes.
You're like a hamster on a wheel.
Yes, you've got money, a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
You bought yourself a new car. Insurance is coming in. Of course, as I said, that time my daughter was born and you have to start raising the fees for her to go to school. But my wife then was really a successful person. She had become a nurse.
Yeah.
She was doing about $12 an hour when I was at 3. And she was doing extremely well. And then as you are beginning to settle in the US, there are certain small things, very small things. Like my brother, I'm sure you remember this because you live in the diaspora, like missing ugali.
Oh, man.
Talk
about that.
Yani, that nyamachoma, if you go to Kitengela, and that nyamachoma which has got mafuta kachumbari hapo kando and soft ugali, that soft ugali.
Yes, and the fact that you can just hang out with your friends and just have a seat on a normal weekday like 5 p.m., 6 p.m. on Wednesday.
You see this thing that Kenyans do here where people sometimes even, I'm not encouraging it, people leave office by 4, some of them leave even at 2, but I'm not using that to judge anybody.
Yeah.
That exercise in itself is so fulfilling that you are free. You are not actually captive to this capitalistic system that makes you a work machine.
Yeah.
Where if anything small happens, if you have a small emergency, your whole life goes down to zero.
Yep.
So I started looking at myself as, is this really what I wanted to do? Because after I finished my graduate program, I was thinking of doing a PhD.
Yeah.
And then I constantly was having this desire, do I go back to Kenya? Do I go back to Kenya? So there was actually a deeper feeling for me to come back to Kenya. And as I told you, when I decided to come back, so many of my friends were just like this.
What's wrong with you?
I said, what's wrong with you?
You're leaving here to go to that place?
Okay.
Yeah.
You're driving a BMW, you've got a business running, your madam has got a good job, your child is going to school, we expect you to look for another one. You have settled.
Why are you going back?
Why are you going back home? And I said, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just feel like I should go back home. Then I came back home. The best decision I've ever made.
Never looked back.
Oh, boss, if you look at my colleagues, my classmates in both the universities and the people that I grew up with, I can tell you I look well.
Yes.
Because I have minimum pressure. I mean, here, I deal with my political pressure. I deal with not having money. In Kenya, if you don't have money, it's very difficult to finally say, I think I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah.
But in the US, you can take a bullet.
Oh, of course. 15
minutes. I have no value. I don't think I can move. I have no food. There's no house. This house, I can't even negotiate with the landlord. Why?
Yeah.
Because they lock the house from wherever they are.
Yes.
You can't get in. If your car doesn't have insurance, here, you can actually even talk to an insurance broker and say, please, let me just give you a
1
check,
month,
payable next month. Please just give me this thing.
Yes.
I run around.
Yes.
There, once the policy is done, it's done. If a police officer stops you, they know your insurance. Every detail is so, can I use a term? Claustrophobic. You feel like all the walls
closing in on you. Yeah. And it's like that whether you are at the upper echelons of society
or... Whether you are one of the managing directors of one of the biggest companies in the US or not.
Especially when you are from the diaspora, in my opinion.
And especially when you're black, you're an African.
Yeah.
You begin to feel... America sometimes made me feel second class. Not even sometimes, most of the time.
Yeah.
Until when you get somebody and you say, hi, how are you? And somebody says, my brother, you speak English differently. Where are you from? Then you tell him, I'm from a country called Kenya. Kenya? That's Nigeria? Then you break it down. Then you talk about the Masai Mara. And then
they can understand,
You bring those things and
into perspective.
So I say, Then the next thing the guy asks you, when are you going back?
It's like, you don't belong here.
You don't belong here. What are you doing here? They say, no, I came to school and I'm leaving soon. You good. Get done and go back and help your people.
Yeah. And that is quite an interesting perspective. And I'm happy that you never lost sight of wanting to come back and actually being brave. It's that decision of deciding, I'm going to go. I'm not sure if you had a plan. You probably had a fallback plan, maybe not. But the fact that you decided to go is brave. And many people want to come back. But they're not brave enough to make that leap.
Because of, number one, you find that somebody has... who has lived in the US already has commitments. Maybe the house has not been fully paid for. He's still struggling with the loans. The children are still going to school. He's struggling with that. There's so much. And yet I keep telling people who live in the diaspora, especially in the US, the moment you feel that you're beginning to lose motisha,
motivation.
Come home. What you have learned in the US is
enough.
Come home.
You can thrive anywhere.
Come home. Look at what is happening in the US. Every single thing, meat is packaged, whatnot is done, everything is mechanical, food is, all that stuff. We are still cutting sukuma wiki with what? With a knife. So why don't you come and organize, get a simple machine that does that skuma, that washes it, put it in a bag, and just sell it to people. But we don't want to do those things because we think it will show people that you have not become.
Now, one thing that you mentioned here, I think is very important for perspective's sake. You can come back and you can do whatever. And our friend, he's probably a common friend here, Matiang'i, says this.
That he's my friend,
he came back from wherever. He was also in the US for a while. And he also decided to just get up and come back. And I remember him saying stuff like, people find you around and they're like, what happened to you? Were you deported or something?
Why have you come back?
There's some question. People can't believe that you want to come back. And
it's because people think when you are leaving Kenya, you're running away. You're going because you've got good fortune. You are leaving, there's nothing you've left behind. And yet, this place is crazy. If I was young, right now, what I know, damn.
You say here that if you're a young man,
I would rock it.
You mentioned your age. You mentioned your age, and I was like, this guy is this old, but he looks so young, though.
Now
perspective,
older,
of course, plays
so
here.
I fear taking risks.
Why? How come you look so young, though? What is the secret here? I mean, I don't know if your age is public, so I'm not going to say it.
I will answer you. Honestly,
we can turn it this way.
Honestly, I don't worry. I don't worry about my politics. Right now, everybody's freaking out. Oh, which seat are you going to run for? Do you want to be governor? My belief, deeply held belief, is that whatever that I would want to be, if I put just a little bit of effort up to even 20 or 30%, it shall be. God has already decided what I'm going to become. So why worry about it?
You've left
if God has decided I'm going to lose my seat, why struggle so hard to make sure you don't lose? Let it be.
You don't want to struggle.
Why do I want to struggle? If God has really, I think, if I was to analyze myself, I would say God has really made me, I think, a damn good politician. But God has not made me rich. Because I think if God had given me money and politics, I would be crazy. So he has given me one line which I love. So I've kept it.
Yes. You say with all humility here that God has not made you rich.
No.
But my imagination is that all politicians are wealthy.
No, really?
The world over.
I haven't stolen public money, and I've used my salary just to maintain a few things. Children, my madams.
Yeah.
And I take care of my life in simple terms.
Yeah.
I can give you an example. I buy this jacket.
Yes.
It's not more than 5,000.
Yes.
My trouser is 1,800. My shirt is 800 bob.
Yes.
Why should I wear anything more expensive? These sneakers I'm wearing, there's a buddy of mine who brings me these things are mtumba.
Yes.
Look at them.
They are Air Force One sneakers. Mahesh wears Air Force One mtumbas.
Yes.
Yes.
And when they came, nobody had worn them.
Yeah.
These things are available here. Why should I wear a watch for $100,000?
Yes.
But I can get a Orengo for 3, which looks like a watch, which I love, by the way.
Yeah.
It shows you time.
Yes.
What else does the watch show you?
Time.
Time.
That's all you need.
That's all I need.
How come you're able to accept that? And I'm asking this with all humility. Yes. In my opinion, I think a lot of guys, once they get into a position, they want to look like they are from upper class in society. And so they will clothe themselves expensively. Case in point, we saw a very famous politician at some point. He traveled to the UK. He was seated in a TV show. And he had these expensive shoes. They call them red bottoms, I think.
Yes.
Very expensive. I mean, we've seen maybe a president or anybody else with flashy-looking watches and expensive things and stuff like that. What do you think makes you able to thrive in that community or that society, but still maintain your simplicity?
They have a defect which I don't.
What is that defect?
I don't love glitter.
Okay.
If I come to your house and I find too much gold all over the place, I just think
there's something wrong
with you.
Yeah.
If you have wealth and money and you're capable and I find you flaunting it at me, I don't respect you.
Yeah.
Let me just understand that you're wealthy. I respect you more.
Yeah.
I have grown up in a family that has been averagely above the water put in terms of my brothers and sisters went to school, reasonably good schools.
Yes.
All of them have jobs which they have. And that is what really I would have wished that my parents gave me. And that's what they have given me. Anything else, whether it is a property they leave you or if they did, that's a bonus. Now, the point I'm making is, if there are two things I've understood in politics, you can decide to do politics where you deal with issues public good.
Yeah.
And that is completely unconditional.
Yes.
Or you do politics where you know that you're a politician in this system and the agenda for it is that you are becoming part of the corporate team that is using government to enrich themselves and be wealthy. Now, when you look at those two things, one side, the one which is going corporate in terms of taking government is the biggest employer, therefore you employ all your relatives, you make sure that everybody is taken care of within your purview, within your community. And in the process, you also make enough money where you can actually buy a helicopter. And that is a helicopter, everybody will know that now the king has arrived.
Yeah.
And when you go to those functions, you're going to have about 25 bodyguards, all of them dressed and wearing military, paramilitary clothes, and some are carrying whatever, and they are showing a show of force. The politics I admire is when I came here.
Yeah.
I'm alone. If somebody wanted to kill me, they would kill me out here. Even if I had 16 bodyguards.
They will still
get me.
Yeah.
If somebody wanted to kill me, they don't even have to shoot me dead. They'll poison me.
Yeah.
If somebody wanted to kill me, there are easier ways of somebody killing you than you carrying. In fact, some of the bodyguards you're carrying are the ones who would kill you.
Yes.
Because they give you a status report, they give you a GPS, they tell you where you go, where you eat. I'm not saying there's anything wrong carrying bodyguards because some people have seen it.
Yes.
I mean, for example, I would never allow Babu to walk around without bodyguards because he's a target, or Sifuna.
Yes.
But me, I'm a useless guy. I'm not running for president.
Are
I'm
you?
just a local boy.
Are you?
Yes.
I like the humility that you have, man, that I'm just a useless guy.
I'm just, look, what makes me important other than this job I've been given by the public, which I have begged them to give me severally.
That in itself.
And they have given me, the trust they have given me has made me what I become.
That in itself is what sets you apart, because you have people who are looking up to you to make their lives better.
Yes.
Of course, you come back and, you've told me, you shared your story here, you do a little bit of things here and there, and you eventually end up in parliament and sitting your father's arch nemesis here, Jimmy Angwenyi.
Yes.
I think 2008 is when you unseated him?
2007-8, yes.
Yeah, and you came in with quite a wave. I remember I was a kid then.
Yes,
I was from 4, I think, or thereabouts. Yes. And you came in you were very popular.
Yes.
And I remember my grandfather mentioning, we don't come from the same locality, constituency.
Yes, because you are in settlement.
Yes. But my grandfather kept mentioning you. Yes. And of course, my grandfather would be proud to know that today I'm hanging out with you.
Thank you.
But he kept mentioning you and talking about how you are going to bring this sort of, development, this sort of change.
Yes.
You've gone through many phases of your opportunities of leadership here. I mean, at some point you were even assistant minister.
Yes, when I was let me say this. When I was a member of parliament, one of the biggest thing, and some people, because modernity has flipped the times for everybody.
Yeah.
Many people are not even interested in my record as an MP. What did I do?
Let's talk about that. What did you do?
It was amazing stuff. If you go to my Facebook and see, I think there were like 674 projects. By the time I was on my 15th year, from my 15th year to my 20th year, I never had a single query, audit query.
Yeah.
None.
So
I used to sit with the committees. I break it down for them.
This is CDF money.
Yes, CDF money.
Yes.
Then I now reached a stage where I decided, I think because I have been here for so long, and there were young politicians like Kibagendi. Kibagendi was always running against me for about 10 or 15 years.
Oh, really?
Yes, he was always number two, number two. So when it came to 2024, when the elections, 23?
Yeah.
When we were running, I told him, Kiba, I think let me go for the Senate.
Yes.
You've really tried. Good luck.
Take this over.
Right?
He's quite a humble guy too. I met him on Saturday. He's quite a simple guy.
He's very humble when he's in a good mood. But he's good. He's really matured politically. I am very proud of him. And many other young politicians. Because my job really is to mentor those who may want me to mentor them. And what I tell them is, tone down on the violence. Do not attack somebody personally.
Yes.
Raise the issues about how they have failed. Praise somebody if he has done some things well.
Yes.
And keep telling the public, when you make a mistake, be ready to say, I'm sorry. And pick it up and move on.
Yeah.
Because public life is something you are given. It's not even a debt. It's not even a loan. It's something that is bequeathed unto you that you never deserve.
Yeah.
So it's for you to prove that you now deserve it. And I think for the last 20 years or so, I have proved that I actually deserve to be an MP of Kitutu Chache.
Yes.
When it was the whole constituency. Then I came to Kitutu Chache South. And then I became Senator of Kisii County, which has been one of the best jobs I've ever kept. Because in the Senate, you don't handle money.
Yes.
You just talk.
Yes.
Oh, boss, there's nothing as sweet as when you talk.
Yeah.
When you talk.
Of course, when it's your strength, because it's your strength.
You just tell somebody the truth. And especially when they try to bribe you. Like when we had the Adani story.
Yes.
Those guys brought money. I told them, no.
They brought money?
Yes.
Who brought money?
I was offered $2 million.
$2 million?
In dollar bills, in cash.
$2 million?
I went to somebody's house and I was shown the money on the wall. I've said that before. Yes.
And you walked away?
No, it's not worth it.
Let's talk about that.
Because
what gives you that level of integrity
because
for you to walk away from that amount of money?
If you take the money, you can't speak. I can't speak what I'm speaking, yeah?
You can't be free anymore.
I can't be free anymore.
You become imprisoned and owned by the people who give you the money.
And who tells you if you get $2 million, your life is set? What if you get $2 million and you have cancer?
Yeah.
How do you manage that?
So, I mean, you introduce a very interesting perspective here.
Yes.
We have people like you in the Senate who we believe are fighting for us.
Yes.
I mean, elected from the 47 counties and, other representatives who are in there.
Yes.
My belief is that all of these guys are fighting for the Kenyan.
No.
So it turns out that they're not, because
I
if
can
they
tell
are...
you today, it is not true.
Okay.
We are in these houses here because people want to make money. Some people fear poverty so much that if he doesn't have money in his pocket, he can't even walk to a restaurant and ask for soda. He might choke on it. Some guys, when they don't have money, they can't go to a public place. I can walk to a public place without money. If I have 500 bob, I'll have a soda and walk away. But in everybody's mind, they think I have the money. And some of them insult me, saying I'm worthless, I don't help people, I don't bribe people to make myself popular. When I'm able to help, I do. But you can never blackmail me to help you because you think that makes you love me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because once the money gets finished, you cannot love me. So why don't you love me without anything?
And I think that's what makes you a man of the people, if I would call it that.
I don't know. I just think I do.
Do you think you are a man of the people?
No, I think I am who I am because I understand where I've come from.
Okay.
You know, most people think because my father was a minister all those years. But there's a life of me before my father came back from the US.
Yes.
Before my father became a minister in 1969. I was born.
Yes.
I literally lived with my mom on a daily basis on that, not $1 meals a day, on 20 cents American a day.
You are below the poverty line, is what you're saying.
I saw my mother mix this, sending me to my auntie's place to go and carry flour.
Yeah.
Because she couldn't even afford to pay the milling guy to mill our unga. You know those things we used to do in Kisi.
But my imagination, when you have your father in the US.
But my father hadn't come. And my father was a child of a poor background.
Yes.
And my father used to send 17 shillings every month to take care of his mom, his father, his 4 brothers, his 6 sisters, plus his cousins.
Yes. Plus you.
And me and my mom who are at home.
Yeah.
Tell me how 17 bob deals with those people.
Sometimes we imagine the people in America or people who have their family in America, they are living lavishly. If they're not showing off, it's like they're hiding the money.
No.
So point here being that...
The guy had a social welfare system for his family members.
Yes.
And the little money that was available made his brothers and sisters go to school.
Yeah.
Most of them became teachers and nurses.
Yeah.
Where my father's brother was called Dr. Tumboeri, became a professor in biochemistry. We checked him. It was really good. Where
and that's from the 17 shillings a month.
Which then, after a while, one of my uncles told me, my father increased it to 21 bob.
Okay.
That's what they were surviving on.
Yeah.
So, get me from that background, cascade it onto when my father arrived from the US. Then, all of a sudden, you're talking about 1974.
Yes.
Actually, that's now when I'm going to be about 13, 14. I'm now 15 is when I'm going to Kisi school in Form 1.
Yes.
So when I'm in 14 is when I'm meeting my father and I'm beginning to see
a
this
change.
Big boy.
Yes.
Driving a Mercedes, got a Range Rover. You know, the guy has a home which has got 6 bedrooms in Kisi.
Yes.
I am going to his house in Lavington. I don't see any black people in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Zungus with horses tripping. Can you imagine what that did to me? You've got this extreme and that extreme.
You come from one into the other.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what it did to me is that I decided to merge and be in the middle.
Yes.
Don't
you understand both.
Don't have excesses. The other thing that actually consolidated my thinking completely about how to behave, even with myself, is when my father now had died. And he dies, we go for the funeral, we finish, and we are at home after about 6 days. Government officers come, and the 3 government vehicles which are there are picked. And the police officers who are left
who have been guarding.
Yes, they will leave in 1 week. Nairobi House, the 2 cars which were there, Gava, they are taken back to government.
Yes.
And the bodyguards who are APs are taken, and you go home and sit, and nobody's coming.
Because they were used to come because he was there. There was handouts.
Absolutely.
And now he's not there.
Now
no
he's
handouts.
Not there, no handouts. And
everybody feels away.
Yes. Then we realize we are alone.
Yeah.
And then
how did that make you feel?
Empty, a bit empty, quite empty. But with time, then my father's really good friends would come. Once in a while, they look for me and say, no. Najua mzee alienda vizuri, wewe usiwe na shaka. By the way, are you running for elections? I say, which elections? We simama. Mzee alikuwa anatuambia utasimama. Then I start my politics with my father's friends.
Yes.
They make me go around. They showed me how to talk to people. They started showing me what not to do. Then finally I won. And I became an MP. Then once I'm an MP, the great man Raila, I do not know why he thought I had the capacity. Raila then appoints me an assistant minister for foreign affairs.
Because you were in?
Because I was in PDP. Raila,
PDP is People's Democratic Party,
which is Omingo Magara's party.
Yes.
In ODM, there was such a big interest in who would run for ODM. I was rigged out. So I took a bus from Kisii, came to Nairobi, went through the streets, begged people who can show me where I can get a party. Somehow I meet Kisii's again, who a lawyer lady. I've never seen her. I wish I could meet her again. She told me, she said, we have a party, please come. I went and looked. I said, what is PDP? The only reason why I picked PDP, because it had Obokano. It had the harp. And I thought the Kisii would recognize that as a symbol.
There was another party. Was there another People's Party that Nyachai ran on?
Yes, Nyachai was on.
Wasn't it like People too?
You had Kenya. You had something People. Yes. The symbol was a pen.
Yeah, I remember my grandfather woke up very early in 2002
vote,
that was when Nyachai ran to go and vote.
That is when Nyachai ran as a presidential candidate, 2002.
Yes.
And if you are study of the Kisii political narrative and the social-cultural narrative, major events in Kisii take place every 25 years. So Nyachai coming in, that was the 25th year.
Yes.
And Matiang'i running now is the 25th year.
Another 25th year.
Yes.
Hey, Matiang'i, bro. You're right on point, right on time. You never got late. Haukuchelewa, ni kama ulikuwa unangojea tu hiyo kengele. But anyways, so you were in PDP, and the alama was Obakano. But here with me, my team brought me this.
Yes.
So you can have a look at this.
Thank you. This is orange. Yes.
That's an orange.
Yes.
So Raila is a member of
ODM. Then when
and he pulls you into
there's a story to that.
Yes.
I need to fill it in for you.
Yes.
When ODM didn't give me the ticket and I got PDP, I went back to Kisii. And that time, I was running against the former governor, James Ongwae and Jimmy. So I won.
Yeah.
What it did is that after I won, and you remember that was when the post-election violence had started.
Yes.
I then came to Nairobi. I was called. I was told, we have got 201 members of parliament.
Yes.
ODM has 100. Kibaki's party has 100.
Yes.
The only vote missing to make it 101 for us to choose the speaker,
PDP.
Marembe.
Your PDP vote?
Yes. Give it to us. I said no.
You said no?
I said no.
Because they messed you up before.
You guys rigged me. I will never vote for you.
Yeah.
So they then get Charity Ngilu, who goes and looks at my mom. They talk. My mom tells me, you see, you can't get angry with politicians.
Yes.
They're all bad.
Yes.
So they even offered also money. They told me, can we organize? I said no.
No
I said,
money.
I'm so upset. But somehow, when the vote was going to take place, I don't know what made me go there at the Kenya Commercial Bank School in Karen.
Yes.
When I went there, Charity started crying because they had gotten the one vote they needed.
Yeah, she was very passionate.
Yes, then we were all put to sleep there. The following morning, we were put in buses. We were being watched. We went to the National Assembly and I voted for Marende to become the speaker.
Yeah, Kenneth Marende.
That is how Raila now appointed me an assistant minister.
Yeah.
Yes.
This orange here also represents something.
Yes.
You seem to be fighting the ills that are committed against the Kenyan people, which are the failures of the Kenyan government right now.
True.
Now, ODM party seems to be part of the Kenyan government.
Absolutely. That is why we
From
disagree.
what I understand.
That is why we disagree.
You seem to be a member of ODM party.
True.
Who is against the government. So can you explain that to me? How does that
Absolutely.
work?
Initially, we sat. And one of the things that I always give Raila for, and I pray that most leaders would understand that, don't make decisions without consultations. Raila consulted. No wonder in the Constitution, public participation is actually a major tranche in governance. So Raila called us. And initially, the people went to meet him after the Gen Zs of 2024.
Yes.
We were, I think, about 8 senators and a few MPs.
Yeah.
Guys were hot. This guy has to go.
Yeah.
This guy has to go. This guy has to go. This guy has to go. Everybody was talking. Then Raila sat and looked at all of us. He waited for everybody to speak. He said, gentlemen, it is better you have a country that is basically dysfunctional and looks like a basket case, if not a banana republic. But the reality we have is that right now, unless we discuss with these youths and they agree that they are going to pull back and make sure we help Ruto become president or continue being president, then this thing is going to the military. Do you guys have the capacity to wrestle power out of the military once they've taken it? I don't think you have. Because all of you are talking about democracy. You'll go to Supreme Court and say what? They'll tell you, we took power when you people were unable to govern. That's how it started.
Yeah.
So slowly, Raila started convincing some of us. Then he brought in the NADCO report. He said, what we do, historically, we have got these these crashes.
Yes.
Historically, we have. Even chapter 2.
Yes. Repealing of the Constitution chapter 2.
Extension of presidential powers.
Yes.
From that led to people discussing the issue of changing the Constitution. So Raila said, what we do, let us give this guy, William, a few things which he's going to agree to do to msaidie, but initially let's not join government.
Yes.
Let's see how he behaves. Because I think Raila believed that William was going to lie to him. So we moved on. Finally, we agreed. Raila met the guy. Then, guess what? We said, let him continue. And we are going to bring the NADCO report, which will change a few things and make sure that the government stabilizes. Even if it means a coalition government was going to be formed, we would agree on how to move forward.
Yes.
When it happened, Raila joined the government of William Ruto. Then we discovered he's negotiating, or it is being agreed upon, we don't know by who, that members from ODM are being appointed into the cabinet. And they are going to be serving William Ruto's government. And some of us did not know anything.
Yeah.
And then sadly, my colleagues Kinambadi and company turned this narrative and started saying, in fact, the way we are worried, we want to tell Kenyans and we want to tell all of you in ODM that we don't even think that Uhuru was planning to help Raila become president. It was a hoax. He, in fact, would have taken the power would have taken this thing from Ruto. He would have rigged him out. If a few people would have died, so be it. So, Kinambadi didn't want power to be handed over to Ruto.
Okay.
And yet Uhuru did it. Because, why? The people who were managing the campaigns for Uhuru were stealing the money for agents and everything. What did people expect? It is simply that the people who were given the responsibility to manage and protect the vote for Raila were busy brokering and collecting money from both sides. That's how Raila lost the elections. It's been said in public.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that's what happened. So you can't blame Uhuru and the Kikuyu community. After all, Raila had never historically got more than 300,000 votes in Kikuyu land.
Yes.
This time he had 1.2 million votes.
So he did push for him.
So he did push.
Yeah.
So the people who were supposed to manage lost. Number 2, we decided to sacrifice Wetangula's ODM. We did not understand that Wetangula had become a kingpin of Bukusu land in Western Kenya.
Yeah.
The 260,000 votes that Wetangula brought from Bukusu land is what made William win.
Yeah.
So you can't blame anybody. As a result, these guys then jumped onto government. Some of them, in fact, had even joined government before Raila gave them an okay.
Yeah.
Some of them were seeing the president privately. We know them.
Yes.
They went there, they were collecting money, then they agreed to give us the letters, they were given letters, they've joined government. That relationship is illegitimate.
Yeah.
Because then there's no legal foundation that joins ODM and the current government. They are not coalition partners.
But there is this document that has been passed around.
Yes.
And I mean, the leader of ODM, Raila's brother, has been heard saying, sisi tunataka power. You can put up that clip.
Yes.
Our people must be in power. And we want power. And we want power for the people.
So, there seems to be some sort of agreement.
You can get power illegitimately. That's what they did.
Even recently, Ruto seems to be very comfortable. I think today or yesterday, he said that, it's like you guys have agreed to give me another opportunity to continue leading.
Yes. That is what they have agreed with. And that is why now me and other people, including Sifuna, disagreed.
Yeah.
We told them the agenda was not us to go and cohabit with UDA.
But how would you have gotten yourselves out of that deal?
That is how we've gotten out of it. That's why we are with Sifuna.
Yeah.
We told them, stop going to sign an agreement. I was, in fact, I can tell you this without any fear of contradiction.
Yeah.
I was in Dubai in December.
Yes.
Going on committee business. And when I was there, that's when people were receiving money.
Yeah.
Colleagues. Yeah.
These are colleagues in ODM?
Ruto's government.
And these are colleagues in ODM?
Yes. For them to come back and then say, now the deal is done. And all these guys have just received cash. And if they want, I can even tell them more.
But so are you telling me that we don't have people who are just interested in the genuine development of the local person in the government right now? Everybody's just there for themselves.
When the story of Adani comes, let me tell you why I work with Sifuna.
Yes.
When the story of Adani came, and we were at the moment where I had been offered the money and I said no.
Yes.
I was approached again. This time Sifuna came.
Yes.
Olekina came, and a guy called Stuart Mazayo.
Yes.
They sat with me in an office and said, Richard, why are you refusing this money? I told them, I didn't tell you I was really hungry. Because of my background, they think I have these dynasty money, which is kept in Switzerland and some account somewhere in London.
Let's just clarify, do you?
Yes, no, I don't.
Okay.
I've never opened an account out of the country, neither did my father, neither any of my relatives.
Yes.
Except those who live and work there. So when we sat, I will not mention who. The two individuals that I mentioned did not give me their opinion.
Yeah.
But Sifuna told me, don't take that money.
Yes.
Don't do it. It's not worth it. And these guys are trying to mess up our country. And Mwami, he called me Mwami. I know you are serious.
Yes.
Leave it. The following day, we went and roasted Mbadi. The following day, Ruto went and said Adani has been cancelled.
Yeah.
Every single individual you see in that Senate who sits there, every individual who's an MP, there's nothing they're looking at. If they're talking about empowerment, it's because they want money which will go, quote unquote, to the villages, but theirs is within that reach. If they're given 10 million, he must take 4 or 5.
So you mean that when I am sitting in parliament,
yes,
I'll be given money, 10 million
No,
shillings,
this money, the empowerment money comes from State House. It's not government money which they give you through the structure of government. Or
it comes from
CPF.
State House, meaning you go to State House and you give them like in an envelope. That's or something?
They get. They get money in bags.
But where does it come from though?
That's the money they're stealing, bro.
How do they steal it?
William Ruto has stolen so much money.
Haven't you seen? People say that.
What I want you to do, one day call me here and
Yes.
I run through you the audit reports of the last 4 years.
Okay.
When $136 billion shillings is taken from a bank in Dubai that is brought and that money is supposed to be in the treasury, and you are told the money was taken somewhere we can't account for, where do you think that money went?
But first of all, I can't wrap my head around 136 billion shillings.
I can tell you that for the last 4 years that this government has been in power, we've lost about 3 trillion to these individuals.
3 trillion?
Money. Yes. 3
But
trillion shillings.
Where does it go, though? I mean, are they taking it, keeping it at bank
You've
accounts?
never heard that there's money which is kept in containers in State Lodge? You've never heard how money is being picked from here. They withdraw money from the national kitty. I can tell even people in Treasury, they tell us, the money is picked, you're told, take 12 billion to so and so, that's so and so. There was a time they take money to the Busia border, they take some of it to the Tanzanian border, and some of it to this side of Mwanza and Arusha, and the money is changed into dollars and is brought back, and a private jet is brought. That's why you see people flying in private jets carrying loads and loads of, what do you think they're carrying?
That's a very heavy statement to say.
I've said that more than 10 times.
Growing up, we used to hear that Moi used to swallow something so here's the story, how the narrative used to go.
Yes.
When a lion is drinking water, it normally spits something, lives on the side, and then drinks water. And then it swallows that thing back and continues its journey. So when it spits that thing, rangers used to steal that thing, and then they'll bring it to Moi to eat it. That's why he is so feared. Now, I've grown up now, and I'm like, this is total bullcrap. It doesn't make any sense. Now, when I'm listening to your story, it is possible that somebody can say this is part of that hearsay that there's money kept in a state lodge. There's money flying in private jets and leaving the country. Somebody can just say this is just an equal, hearsay story, like one of those stories.
If I made such an allegation against you, why wouldn't you say no?
Maybe because, I don't know, I mean...
That's it.
Okay.
You've answered me.
Maybe I've not done it and I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered by your accusation.
Let me put it this way. And the stealing of the money didn't start 2024. It started before, as Ruto was the vice president of Uhuru. And that is, in fact, the disagreement there. You remember, you see, Kenyans, we forget so quickly. You remember Uhuru saying, you're driving a matatu and you find jamaa amebeba mguu, ametupa nje, anatoa ingine. Kiangalia ndani viti zimetolewa zina, huyo jamaa utamfanya namna gani?
I remember Uhuru saying that.
Saying. The amounts of money that has been stolen, including what was used in the last campaigns, up to what is happening right now. You remember people have discussed. You see, that's why I keep saying, Kenyans have a short memory. When people were asking Ruto, why are you not doing things so that you can provide services to Kenyans? He said, you don't have to be popular the first 4 years.
Really?
What you need is to make money.
He said that.
And he has made money.
Maybe he meant that you make money for the government. You need to find sources of making money for the government so you can do your projects.
His own money. Because his politics is based on money. Until Olkalau. His politics is based on money.
For context, what happened in Olkalau?
Look at all his friends. Look at what they talk. Look at what they are talking in public rallies. About money. It's a culture.
But let me ask.
Yes.
What is better to do? Giving people money or building a road or a hospital or making school work, taking kids to school for free and giving them, if
you build somebody a good school and their child is going there and this person has got medicines in a hospital and they're going and being treated.
Yes.
And you create a system where people are employed on meritocracy and fairness and equity. And you allow these individuals to actually understand on all sectors.
Yeah.
Agriculture. I mean, nobody says that President William Ruto has not subsidized fertilizer. But the guys that he has given the job supply fake fertilizer. You go to Trans Nzoia, where I live in Kitale and other places, the maize has died. They are saying maize is dying because of rainfall.
They're saying it's a drought. I mean,
absolutely not.
So you mean rain has been falling?
Rain has been falling,
as it's supposed to be falling?
At this rate, even right now, it's raining in Kitale. That maize should not have failed. They use the wrong seed. They bring the wrong fertilizer.
Intentionally?
Fake. Intentionally.
What would be the intention of bringing wrong fertilizer and wrong seed?
Because they're making money.
But how are you making money by bringing wrong seed? Are you getting this seed from a fake place then? Is it your own seed?
I'll help you. They take the normal maize, go and get machines that paint them in those colors that look like it's from Kenya seed and supply it to the public. When you are selling that bag, which is 20 kg or 10 kgs, that seed is about 15K.
Yes.
But when you take normal seeds and it's 10 kgs,
yes,
your input onto that is less than 2,000.
Yes. So lots of profit.
It's not even a debe.
Yes.
It's 10 kgs. So assume it's a debe. It's 2,000 or 4,000.
Yeah.
4,000 minus 15. or 20.
Yeah, you're getting your good amount of money. That's about 4,000%.
That they're bringing fertilizer, which is what is recommended in these areas by his friends, and we know all of them. And what they do, they go and pick sand, mix it with some BS, and mix it with those colors I told you, and they give. So guys are planting maize, and the maize is coming up, and they're like, what?
You mean someone could deliberately decide to sabotage the breadbasket of the country by supplying fake fertilizer and leave us all starving to death?
Do you understand what I'm saying? That's exactly what I'm saying. That is your country. That is the mess. That's why you hear me say the country we have is a Ponzi scheme where individuals are putting money, the highest bidder, the highest buyer does that. These are guys who go to agriculture development farms, which are 10,000, 20,000 farms. They go and remove all the cows that were being kept by the government, because that's where the government used to do research on using semen and getting the sidewalls, those animals that are going to stay in those areas, like in the ASAL areas, the semi-arid areas. That's how we developed those animals.
Yeah.
But these individuals are sharing the land
amongst themselves.
From Galana Gulalu, where 1 million acres has been given to private individuals who are saying they are going to improve on the...
Help me understand. I'm seated here flabbergasted listening to you.
You shouldn't be.
Because there are... When you come to us to vote for you, you come with a very sweet mouth, like you are right now. So what would make you then different from these guys? Because these guys made the same promises to the folks. But
I have a record. Check out whether I've ever taken public land. Check out whether, as I've run the constituency for the last 20-something years, what issue. Once I had a case, which was a fake anyway. People said I didn't CDF money to buy sugar, which wasn't the case, because I won the case and the government paid me. After that, I've never had a single scandal of taking public money, taking money from CDF, taking money from anything. Never. Even when I was an assistant minister of foreign affairs, I knew when money was exchanging hands. In fact, there was a time when once I was in the ministry and the Kenyan embassy in Japan and Nigeria were sold, and people thought I'd shared in the money. I didn't. I told them I have nothing to do with that. There's a minister who was in charge. That is your country. That is what I'm explaining to you, and that's what we're trying to fix right now. And we are not joking about it. Unless we stop the BS that is going on, Kenya can't go anywhere.
There's a time in 2002.
Yes.
I don't know why my grandfather had this strong belief that Nyachai would win the election, man. Going back, I sit and I look back, man, there's no way Nyachai would have won that election, and my grandfather should have seen that like night and day. But anyways, no judgment to him. He believed in Nyachai. But Kibaki comes in with a very strong wave.
Yes.
And they bring proper changes to this country.
True.
I mean, part of that was setting up free education. I'm a beneficiary of free education.
Yes.
I told you earlier that, my school fees had already been paid for the year.
And you were given 8,000.
I was given 8,000 shillings, man. I was a kid, 14 years old. The first time this was my money. Yes. There was not money that was given to go and give somebody else. This was mine. Yes. Maybe my grandfather expected me to take the money back to him, but he didn't know. So that was my money.
Yes.
And I was very happy, of course, went through, school. But most importantly, by the time I'm coming of age, I'm graduating university, I applied for a loan, and I was given a loan. And I remember the banker telling me something. She told me, you are hitting the ground running. So I was graduating uni, and I was already running a business, and so I qualified for the loan. But it hit me that this was only possible because of the many changes that had been done over time, so that up to this point, probably 8-10 years later after Kibaki's first election, I could apply for this loan and get the loan. Because I think right now, if you go apply for such a loan, I think it'll be very hard for you to convince the bank
to give you the money. Yes.
Because the economy is doing badly. Now, my imagination is that we were headed in a right trajectory. We had this, we had Kibaki, we had his finance ministers, and they were doing great.
Yes.
And we seem to be doing very well. I mean, you drive across Nairobi streets, there are nice streets. We have the superhighway, we have the expressway over here, and this street, what do you call it, the train running around, and buildings coming up left, right, and center. Some of them questionable, of course, but anyways. So development is going on. And things seem to be working. But underneath the belly of this apparently beast that is sprawling, there seem to be things that are not working. I mean, people say they are going hungry. Lots of my colleagues are jobless or unemployed. A lot of kids are sleeping hungry, and you're telling me right now that it seems like this is going to be a very hungry year for very many families.
Yes.
So I'm wondering what went wrong? What went wrong and got us into this mess?
Thank you. Sometimes when you hear Sifuna speak and I speak, we say we must fix the software. Kibaki had fixed the software. Kibaki had locked the taps where money was flowing into, which was being stolen.
Yes.
Now, I'll explain to you this. Number one, I hope you know this, that today if I asked you to give me the total number of government employees, whether they are in the military, whether they are working for fisheries, whether they are working for KWS, whether they are teachers, whether they are nurses and doctors, which have been now taken over by the county governments, nobody has the number.
Really?
Yes.
But I mean,
the head of public service
there
announced,
are computer systems.
No. Kirango Tevye. This system is f***ed up, bro. Get it from me. I'm trying to help you understand where you are. This system is so flawed and so screwed up. Why? Because what they do is take that number. When you see Ruto announcing that he has employed 120 or 150 teachers,
yes,
it's only 50,000 that have actually been put on the payroll.
So wait, they say we have employed 150K teachers.
Yes. But it's only 50 that are put on the legitimate budget. The rest is where they used to siphon off public money, as if the teachers have been employed and the names are not there.
But
that's why the question you asked. But we have computers. I said the computers don't work. Because if they work, no. Listen to me.
TSC is there.
No.
They have records.
TSC is the one which puts those names into the system.
Really?
Yes. For the wazees. If you go to ask yourself, how much money have we received for the Kenyan military?
I'm not sure.
640 billion.
Received from
the exchequer.
Okay.
How much is that in US dollars? It's about $7 billion.
Yes.
Tell me, which new aeroplane have we bought? An S-26, an Su-35? Which one?
Well, maybe they are using it to buy their daily rations.
The rations cannot take more than a Kenyan total, 5 billion. Because our military guys are 20,000.
So they received $7 billion from the government.
Yes.
Did not buy anything, did not build anything new.
No.
The hiring has always been the same.
And we can't oversight and audit that money because it's under security.
Or anything under security cannot be audited.
Cannot be audited. So you go to
maybe they bought. Maybe that's why. So they bought these planes and they are keeping them in private, and drones and stuff like that.
Drones are cheap, so they could have gotten them.
So then what happens to this money? What are you telling me?
That is what I'm telling you. This is the money that is being shared. That is why we have gotten into debt. This is the money that nobody wants to talk about. This is the money that when we talk, people think we are mad. We are not. These are the realities. Kenya collects 3.5 trillion shillings.
Kenya collects 3.5 trillion shillings?
Yes, from taxes.
Every
year. Right? Our population is 50 million people.
Yes.
This money that we are collecting, which is 3.5 trillion, is an equivalent of Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, and Ethiopia put together. But their population is 400 million people.
Yes.
So how can 3.5 trillion not be able to deal with 50 million people? And yet the revenue is equivalent of what Somalia, Ethiopia, South Sudan, all of these put together. That's the money they have.
I'm shocked.
You shouldn't be. This is what we've been talking with Kina Sifuna, and people laugh at us. Kenya doesn't need to borrow money from anywhere. All you do is stop the stealing, and you'll pay these debts.
So then what do we do? I mean, what do we do to make that possible?
So let me finish off the story for you.
Yeah.
I can see how you are shocked. So once this system came in with Ruto, the agenda is where now, you remember President Ruto saying, in fact, the first thing we are going to do is what?
Create avenues to collect money.
That is number one. Number two, we are going to pick the deep state guys, and we'll explain how the deep state was. So first of all, you have a G2G fuel arrangement, which is fake. Why? Because the purpose was basically, we can get this fuel at 100 shillings per liter. But all this money, which makes the fuel to be sold at 210 shillings, all 100 shillings is being shared amongst the boys.
But my understanding of how fuel is bought is that, it's bought from an international common market.
That is true.
And that common market, the amount of money that is spent in buying that fuel is similar to all economies across the globe.
Not in Kenya.
So we get it cheaper?
We get it more expensive, quote unquote, but we get it cheaper. So the load on from 146 shillings a liter, which it used to be, to 220, even pesa waze.
Waze is
if
who?
You ask as a senator, I'm entitled, the presidency and his group, I'm entitled. You saw the other day people saying there was guys from Kenya Revenue, from Kenya Pipeline, who are caught with 600 million. Where did it go? You've forgotten.
Isn't it kept somewhere in a safe?
No, the money disappeared. They put it in paper. Run through these things when you're around.
For instance, I've seen a bunch of folks being arrested. I mean, even some guy from Nairobi County was arrested sometime a few months ago, and he had lots of money in his pocket. So you're telling me that money is already disappeared somewhere? It's not in some safe?
If they produce it in court, like they say, the one for the fuel were left. They said it can't be traced.
Yes.
The one of the Nairobi County, if they declared 250 million,
the
guy must have been carrying about 2 billion in the house. That's not what legitimately was declared.
So there
is more that was shared behind for them to announce that 250.
And that's what happens across the board?
Every day. When they go and find a governor who's a thief, and they walk to his office and they found he has stolen, they'll ask, what are you putting on the table? If it is 100 million, they'll ask for 20 million.
I'm going to go back to a question that I asked you earlier.
And I'm going back there also to help you more. So that the structure which President William Ruto found, which Kibaki had set, which had a trajectory, which Uhuru picked on and brought Linda Mama, which was helping poor people in the villages.
Yes.
The system which was picked on, where children in school, when a child is either playing football and breaks a leg, he can go to a hospital and is treated. That system broken down. Why? They created SHA. What is SHA? A financial platform. SHA is not a health system which is supposed to provide health services to poor people. It was a financial system which collects revenue for individuals in the presidency. And right now, the revenue they're supposed to collect is 146 billion. I don't know whether they have collected all of it. That's why
from SHA.
From SHA, yeah.
And that is the revenue from...
Yes, from collecting from patients. That's why they can't pay. They have collected the money and it's gone.
It's disappeared.
It's disappeared. And it's being handled by a guy who was a hospital in Nairobi West. We've said that before. And this guy lives in Dubai. And they talk about it, how Kenyans are stupid because, after all, what did they expect?
It leaves me wondering still, what is easier? Building a hospital that works or taking money and bribing this sick woman to vote for you?
They believe that bribing the lady is cheaper for them because they are coming in and giving somebody 200 bob.
But
which medicines can you get for hypertension with 200 bob?
None.
And that is instant. That is why the training is take this money and give it to these poor people. They will understand that government is important because it brings them cash.
Yeah.
But what is happening, the opportunity cost lost is the fact that what you are saying, which the public expected to be provided, is not available. And that is why you saw the team in Olkalao of Gachagua basically brainwashed the people and told them, this money has nothing to do with somebody wanting to help you.
Yeah.
They just want you to give him a vote and they'll continue doing the same
that
you have as handling. So free education, which Kibaki had started, university students getting money. I can give you a simple example. When we do the calculations, and Linda Mwananchi and the other opposition leaders are going to come up with these figures, when you look at the figures that are supposed to take university students for free, completely, the whole Republic of Kenya, it's 275 billion.
Yes.
Out of a budget of 3.5 billion, you can't raise 275 billion to put your kids in university?
Tell me about that. Why can't we just make that work? And which leaves me wondering here, there's a guy in government who's been there for quite a while. His name is Musalia Mudavadi.
Yes.
And I'm going to juxtapose you against him. So let's put a picture of Senator Onyonka next to Prime CS is what it's called. So Prime CS Mudavadi. So both of your parents, both of your dads
were
ministers.
I was in the university with Musalia. He was ahead of me.
So you guys have basically been together. You've both been in government. You've held an assistant minister position.
True.
And whatever else. And a few years ago, Musalia was campaigning for Ruto, and he was saying the same thing that you're saying.
What did he say?
He was saying that, these guys will get in power, Raila being the case, will get in power and they will corrupt the government. We will bring the change that you need and will make the government work for you. So vote for us, vote for Ruto. So Musalia and his team, they vote for Ruto. They are in now and we are seeing whatever is happening. Now, what will make me as a voter sure that when you come into government, you're not going to be another Musalia case?
Very good question. Look at the teams we are working with and compare with the teams on the other side. Look at the scandals they have.
Okay.
At one time, Musalia sold even in his Langata cemetery.
Well, that's a story I've heard, allegedly.
240 million he was paid. The story ended there.
Yeah.
What is it that you can say he has done that is impeccable as a leader? What is it? He has never been elected, and every single time, what he does is wait for the person who's going to be president. He picks the money, goes and gets a quid pro quo, releases that, and he's given a position. He carries himself, he finishes, does that. He did that with Raila. They were not intending to change anything. And this is what I'm telling you. Some of us have taken such a high risk.
Yes.
To discuss the real issues affecting our country. Sometimes it's difficult for me to stand up in Vihiga and tell people about how the IFMI system has been fucked up. They can't understand that.
Yeah.
But we do.
So you got to break it down to
when I found Sifuna saying the software is cooked.
Yes.
And you can't have the hardware work if the software has not been. That's where
fixed.
We are.
Yeah.
So
you're fixing the hardware.
Look at all the people with William Ruto. Look at all of them. If we run through what their issues have been historically, and you take the group we are with and you look at them, we actually are believable.
They were believable.
No, they were not. Because people didn't know who these people are.
I mean, 50% of Kenyans voted for them.
It is true. But I'm saying that at that time, the narrative that William Ruto came up with, I can tell you today, if William had only done 20-30% of what he promised, he would be winning this election.
Yeah. But he's done none?
It's done. What?
He said the affordable housing, he's put up the houses.
How do you build houses which you are creating gentrification? And these houses are, you go and build, for example, you are Kisii, you go and build houses in Ogembo. 5,000 of them. The houses have no sewer system. They have no schools where the kids of these poor people are going to stay. You don't know what the revenue, the revenue capacities or income, not revenue, the income capacities of these people coming to live in these houses are. The land which you are building the houses on is public land.
Yeah.
Then the president goes and what does he do? All the cement, all the steel, all the chumas, everything that has been used in those houses are from his companies.
Yeah.
And I've said this, and I've been waiting for somebody to counter me. Right now, the affordable houses owe 1.2 trillion shillings in what? Pending bills.
All this construction, all
people
the
have not been paid.
The contractors have not been paid?
Where was the money going? To him.
Really?
Really? I
am just shocked.
You think what I'm saying, I'm crazy on something? I'm not.
I am just shocked that there is such an amount of rot going on.
That is your government. That is where it is. Look at where we are in Kilimani. Everybody's building Gorofas. Nobody cares about what is going to happen with the sewer system. How can you be a people who are developing an area which is beyond its capacity and it doesn't bother you? Why is it that in Nairobi, which needs only 12 billion shillings to do a railway tram, which collects people from Mungata Rongai, which takes people from Limuru, which brings people from Thika to come to the CBD, and then you tell me that the reason why you don't want to set up the tram is because you don't know what to do with the people who own matatus? You idiots, get those matatus to own shareholdings into this tram system.
Simple.
That's why we went to school. Those people are not interested to hear the noise and the pollution of the matatus. What they want is give them an income-generating event.
Of course, and I will juxtapose this
yes,
against...
so the circles which these matatu owners are having, those areas where you are decongesting, let them be the ones running this as an entity.
Yeah.
Do you need to go and bring somebody from Canada to do that for you? No,
I mean, we have people going to school.
The money. That's why they can't do it.
Yeah.
The matatus is an industry where people must be eating the money. The police service is based on that. Every day you've seen, why was this young man called Herbert Ojwang killed? He revealed how much money these guys make on a daily basis. And it is sick money, collecting from every county where the traffic officers are and everything.
Yeah. And so that's the reason why they had to take him out.
That's why they had to take him out. He knows too much. So what we are saying, stop this nonsense. Fix the country. Then make money from there.
And it is possible.
Yes, we don't want to fix the country. We are killing it, and we are making money from a cow that is dying.
That's quite sad.
Can't you be logical and reasonable?
I juxtapose our system here against some, developed countries' systems, and one of the things you talked about is public transport. It is possible to make public transport, buses, public transport buses, and tram systems and other railway systems or other means of mass transport.
There is no city. You live in Ontario.
Yes.
There is no city that is going to allow buses and trucks to come to the CBD. The place will be too congested. That's why they have these trains that come to the center, to the Grand Central.
Yes,
you come to the center, then you come out. And you walk around the CBD. When you leave, the thing takes...
Yes.
We are just refusing to adopt the best practices internationally, which can help this country move to the next level. Guys are refusing because why?
Benchmark.
They love primitive accumulation. Many of these guys think that if you go and buy him a house in Karen and Dubai, which is 19 bedrooms, it's a big deal. For some of us, those houses don't mean a damn thing. When the people who you have taken their money cannot get medicines to treat malaria. When women are dying in hospitals because of what? Prenatal issues.
Yeah.
When children are going to school and you are not able to send capitation money because you have set up fake schools into the system of the Ministry of Education, and that is where money is being shared by the big boys.
Yeah.
And some, by the way, if you want me to give you further, these are the schools which they put in the system, which they later use for election stealing. Because polling stations are within schools. That's why nobody can stop that nonsense.
Damn. Man, Rick, you've spoken quite a lot full here, and I'm still reeling from the shock. I feel like I've been running a marathon and I've gotten to the end only to discover that, man, this marathon has almost... it's like it's killing me, man. Yes. And I mean, you've said that you guys are going to do something about it.
Yes.
And I'm hoping that the folks who give you that trust, because I think many people are going to give you that trust, are not going to be disappointed. And part of one of the things that is going on is, I've always spoken about election campaign funding.
Yes.
And how it's always been folks funding themselves. And so when they get in power, they sort of have to replenish their depleted pockets.
What they have?
Yeah, they have spent.
Yeah.
And so recently I've seen, people taking their own money and giving it to politicians in your outfit.
Sifuna.
As well as in Olkalo, I saw the same thing happening. And I've seen, the same thing happening in Sifuna.
Yes.
And I know there's other people running also in this election. I've seen Maraga doing the same thing, Boniface Mwangi doing the same thing. And my hope is that becomes the norm, whereby politicians don't have to use their own money to
which
run
they
campaigns.
Then steal from public service to come and win an election. And then once he has won, he must go and steal the money again.
Yes.
That's why we never move. I can tell you this. What you see happening, and you see Kenyans donating this money, is one, for me at a personal level, is one of the most emotional events in my political career. That I've always told people this: voters are not naive and stupid.
Yes.
No. Voters may be poor. Voters may be disadvantaged. Voters may be sometimes even semi-illiterate.
Yes.
The reality is voters globally are always sensible on the basic minimums.
Yeah.
Voters now understand that I don't have to vote for you because you've given me money. That narrative is what we have to sell.
Yes.
Number two, voters have become reasonable to the extent that when you see those mamambogas, when you see these ladies and gentlemen, young boys and girls, who are border riders, who are stuck in that mud, who are stuck in that cyclical mud where they are handling family issues, they are not able to. They can't get medical services because the system has broken down. They are not able to take their child to an ECD center because that center anyway doesn't even have seats.
Yes.
The governor's already stolen all the money. They are stuck in that they are not able to move. Even to get fare. To come to Nairobi to come and look for kazi ya mjengo. That voter has now understood that maybe, if we elect this young man, maybe he will not let us down. And this is what we have told Sifuna. And I've told him this, and this is what I've told Fred Matiang'i, and this is what we have discussed in the opposition. We are not going to have business as usual. There are basic minimums that Kenyans are expecting. And I've told them, we are going to give ourselves 1 year. If nothing is in, I'll be the first one to say, you know what? This was another con job. So, but I will tell you, I would never compare Sifuna with William Ruto.
Man, that's
because I've worked with Sifuna. Neither would I compare Fred Matiang'i with William Ruto. They are more believable than him. William came in, got an opportunity. He wants to be the richest person in the world. Please, Mr. President, I wish you well. Because when you die, you'll carry your riches with you.
Which you can't, definitely.
Which you can't. And God forbid, after he has left, what happens with that?
The mice.
Look at the cases around.
Man.
Did you ever one day think that Standard Group owned by the Moi family, workers would be chased away for demanding their salaries?
Interesting scenario, man. Interesting scenario. After doing all that, and yet it is possible to have set up the economy in such a way that your businesses will run forever.
It runs forever. It runs forever.
Is Standard Group publicly traded?
It used to be. I don't know whether they're back in the stock exchange. I don't know whether they are.
It will be, man, my hope is that once the people of this country give you guys the opportunity, you guys will deliver on your promises.
I'll tell you, my brother.
And you've said that you can hold yourself accountable.
I will hold myself accountable. I will hold my president, whoever it's going to be. I will hold everybody in government accountable.
And that's an period. I want to land this plane here now. This has been a very insightful talk, very shocking, of course, your revelations. Of course, I read newspapers, but sometimes I don't believe what I read.
Go through what I've said. Check out on social media.
Of course, the team led by Dave here is going to fact check everything, and they're going to put it up and put it up as well, which is quite interesting. As we're landing this plane, there's a tradition we have over here. We borrowed this from the U.S. presidency. The president in office normally leaves a letter to the guy who's coming into office. And so since this is a podcast, the guy who comes here normally leaves something for you, either in the form of a note or a question. So the most recent guest here left a question for you. I normally don't see the question until right now. You're also going to get an opportunity to do this as a question to the next guest.
For the guy coming,
So your question here is, if, and for some weird reason, it is very relevant. Very relevant.
What we have discussed.
Because they didn't know that it was going to be you, because we set this up today and all. So if you were in a position to show kindness with all the resources in the world available, what would that look like?
If I had the resources like Elon Musk, and I was asked what I would do with my money, do I say only one thing, or can I say
it could be multiple? You take it wherever you want it to go.
If I built health facilities that would take care of generally Kenyans, because we have the capacity.
Yeah.
Then for me, I would have achieved my dream. Number two, if, for example, after the next government comes, I believe that the next government is not going to be William Ruto. If the government comes and I was asked, where should we concentrate our effort, energy, and money at, is on education. Once you educate children and they go and reach university and it's free education, an educated person can start a small business and it succeeds. An uneducated person, one who didn't go to school, will destroy such.
Yeah.
So my argument is, if you take health and education, the other things will fall into place.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say that give people clean water. That one, everybody talks about it. But my conviction and belief is that I have seen what a good education and good health does to alleviate poverty, especially with our poor people.
Yeah.
Those to me are the most critical aspect of it.
Yeah.
And then finally, maybe is if I was to ask somebody that, what do you think, as all of us who are in the opposition, what is it that we need to do in this country, is to bring back basic dignity.
Yeah.
Basic dignity. Just have people who live. I mean, bro, I lived in Rwanda. I mean, people can talk about Kagame is a dictator, is somebody who's whatever you want to say. Let people go and see the affordable housing units that Kagame has built. Those houses don't cost more than 500,000. And they are bungalows. And they are 3-bedroom. Kenyan equivalent. It has running water. It has electricity. In the same affordable housing, there's a school. From ECD up to... I mean, I don't see why it is difficult for us to...
Replicate?
Yeah, to just give people reprieve.
Yeah. I hope that the reprieve comes soon, man.
Yes.
Here's the opportunity now to write the question to the next guest on the show.
Now,
take your time, of course. And
yes, let me think.
Yeah. Rick, man, thanks for hanging out with me. This has been beautiful. You are quite an orator. I loved your story.
Anytime, tell your people I'm available for you at least once a month.
Yeah, man. Rick, thanks, man. Thanks for sitting here with me and, having a chat. This has been beautiful. Of course, I'm shocked. Like I said, I think that's maybe this episode is going to be called the shocking episode.
Yes.
But this has been beautiful, man. So folks have been listening to us for the past 1 hour, 2 hours and 1 minute.
Are you serious? What are they saying?
So it's not live yet, so we're going to release it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
so,
fine. Okay.
Yeah, so if someone was listening to us here for the past 2 hours and they did not hear anything, what is the one thing you want to leave them with? One thing that you'd want them to remember?
That the reality is that we must always remember that we are each other's keeper. That in this country, the people who have been lucky enough to have grown, to have succeeded in life, to have made it in life.
Yes.
And they are really comfortable. And it is okay.
Yes.
They must understand that we've left 80% of our people with nothing. And unless we deliberately pick an agenda that is not because we are holier than thou, not because we believe we are godly or whatever, but simply because, to me, I think some of us must be agents of change.
Yes.
Some of us must facilitate this change, that we cannot live. I mean, I am constantly going through the narrative in my mind saying, yes, you live in Karen or you live in Runda. Of course, right now I live in Utawala. And most people used to laugh at me, why are you going to live in Utawala? Until when they saw the small house I built, they said, this house looks like you're in Runda. I said, no, Runda is in your mind. Wealth is in your mind. If you constantly think that you can never have enough of it, then we can't help you.
Yeah. Because
there's enough for everybody. That there should be this sense of, what do we believe in as a people? What has modernity done to us? First of all, we have participated in destroying such a wonderful and beautiful country. Whether that is deliberate or not is for Kenyans to decide.
Yeah.
And yet we are saying, if some of us are the adults in the room and we have discovered that, yes, something is actually going wrong, then you better do something about it.
Yeah.
And this is what some of us are saying. This country has every single opportunity to be amazing.
Yeah.
If you look at what Kenya has. All right. Can I give you one last one? And
Sure.
you can verify this?
Sure.
The State Department last year did a geomapping of what is called Mrima Hills in Taita Taveta. Mrima Hills has got the largest deposits of rare minerals within the Eastern Central African area.
Yeah.
The total deposits of those minerals are worth about 47 billion US dollars.
47 billion.
If we sell those minerals, we can pay all our debt, provide education for our children, make sure our health facilities are working, and make sure that Kenya runs and nobody would even bother to touch the country. And some of us, our model is basically the Swedish model.
Yes.
Instead of President William Ruto creating a sovereign fund, which is supposed to be managing our minerals and making sure we leverage these minerals even globally between the Chinese and the American and see who gives us the largest amount, what they do is they go to the Cayman Islands, register their private companies, which they bring as if it's a foreign investor who's coming, and they want to take those minerals for free.
My goodness.
Just like right now, they are taking the oil from Turkana for free, because they've gone and set up a company called Gulf Oil, which is picking the oil. And right now, nobody knows where the oil is being taken.
So that oil actually, the oil refinery, not refinery, but the
oil in Turkana.
The oil rigs are actually running?
Of course.
I thought when Talo Oil left, everything died
Talo
with
was
them.
kicked out so that the boys could share the loot.
My goodness.
And many of your friends in government today, all of them as you see them, they own the largest tracts of land in Turkana. Because they know oil will be found there.
Rick.
So whether it is gold in West Pokot, whether it is oil in Turkana, whether it is uranium in West Pokot, whether it is rare minerals in Turkana, in Mrima Hills.
Yeah.
And remember, there was a company called something mining Tiomin.
Yes.
What happened?
Owned by that guy.
What happened?
Who was killed.
Yes, Jacob Juma. Why was he killed? It's because of the money he was picking from there. And this
Follow the money.
Yes.
Man. The people are probably going to give you an opportunity to save them. So please do save them.
Thank you.
Folks, I've been hanging out with Senator Richard Onyonka today, a.k.a. Mr. Rick. Mr. Rick has shared his wonderful story from rags
to riches,
then back to rags. And then somehow he's somewhere right now.
I'm in the middle. I love being in the middle.
Yeah. He says that he's fighting for you. I hope you see that he's fighting for you, together with Mr. Lawrence Sifuna.
Yes. And Fred Matiang'i.
Edwin Sifuna.
Edwin Sifuna.
Yeah, Mr. Edwin Sifuna, yes. The nephew of Lawrence Sifuna.
Yes.
And Fred Matiang'i and
company.
And
by the way, that is what you see many people are not realizing.
Yeah.
Oh, we are determined.
You are determined.
We are so determined. Because the mess we have noticed out here, if some few men and women cannot stand up and say, that's not it, then we are in trouble.
Hopefully you'll correct the mess, man.
I hope so.
Thanks for hanging out with me, man. If you made it this far, I think it's because you didn't enjoy this episode. So if you haven't yet, please do subscribe. And remember to tell your friends, tell their friends. Till next time, do take care. Bahiri.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, my brother.